All right, guys, welcome back for part 2 of launching a product. This is part of our mini course, right? So it shows you everything from A to Z, from building your store to finding product to launching and hopefully scaling. Let's see how this thing goes. I'm actually filming this before we finish it, which is really exciting. So I'm gonna go ahead and walk through the ad side of things. We already selected the product in the last video. We already started building out the product page. Okay, those things are ready to go. Now let's get some traffic running. I'm gonna show you our exact ad strategy that we use pretty much anytime we test a product. All right, let's go ahead and go right into my ads manager in a second. All right, guys, welcome back to part 2 of this series where I take one product from scratch, from product research to finding the product to making the product page to actually launching the ads. And what we're gonna be doing in this video, well, we're gonna be doing it all, baby, from A to Z with our advertising, okay? So I'm gonna show you step by step exactly what we do. The cool thing is, I'm recording this over the course of it's gonna take at least a week of my time, but you're gonna see this all happen in just a few minutes from start to finish. So I don't actually know how this product's gonna perform. I just thought it'd be a fun product to test. And if it does well, it's gonna be very profitable, assuming it hits our key metrics, which we'll talk about. So stay tuned till the end. You're actually gonna see how this thing does, but more importantly, I'm gonna be teaching you step by step what to do and how to test your creatives, to find the best creatives, to sell that click, how to get the conversion down on the page, how to increase average order value with upsells, and also just to read the data to decide if the product is worth to keep putting money in, right? Because a lot of times we don't make money at first when we're advertising a product. If we sometimes, every now and then you'll get lucky and you'll be very profitable in the initial testing phase. But I usually go in like aiming to maybe break even, take a small loss the first few days. And then if this thing is a good product, I'll make my money back in a couple days after. We're gonna show you everything, win or fail, sink or swim, right? This is gonna be very exciting. So let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, so if you remember on the last video, we picked this crocodile product, right? So it's a RC crocodile head. I thought it'd be kind of fun to test. You know, summer's coming up. Yes, we're in this quarantine. Yes, we're in this lockdown, but it's very possible that people are going to be going in small groups to their lake house, or maybe they have a pool, right? Or maybe you live in Florida and this would be the perfect thing for you to test to actually scare your friends, because it wouldn't be unheard of to have an alligator in your backyard, maybe not a crocodile. Regardless, I went ahead and picked this product. It'll be fun to test. It's pretty unique, and I found some very awesome videos available on the internet. We went ahead and prepped our video already. Once we have our video, the first thing we're going to want to do is we're going to find more images for thumbnails, right? So I'm actually going to grab this one, and I could either just download it or grab a screenshot here. Remember, just these images alone aren't always the best. So you know where the best place, in my opinion, to find images? Well, first of all, we can shop around and we can look at other suppliers that are selling the same product, assuming it's the same product. I don't recommend you just grab random images that aren't the actual products. So we'll grab these ones too, some pretty good ones here. And I could do this. Remember, I'm using this to teach you, okay? So this is close to what we'll do. I'd probably put a little bit more time in if I was actually testing it. Now let's go to like a Google search, crocodile RC head, check out images. And what I'm looking for here are just like interesting images. Like this one kind of sticks, so I want whatever sticks out to me, right? This is kind of cool. I mean, but that's not exactly the product, so maybe not that. Well, that's scary as hell. Look at that. You could also pick images of real crocodiles just to get the click, right? And then they actually, when they land on the page, they'll see what the product is itself. There's nothing wrong with doing that, as long as you're not like false advertising. You get a real crocodile, which I hope you wouldn't. This actually would work because that looks like a real crocodile. So I don't think they're going to be like feeling like you deceived them if they clicked on that and then they came to the page and then they saw it was obviously not a real crocodile. I think we saw a lot of the product images. Let's now look at just crocodile. We'll pick ones that are real. So like, I don't think they're going to be mad if they saw that and then clicked and it was RC. God, these things are scary as hell. So I'm gonna grab at least 10, maybe 15 of these. That can't be real. I hope that's not real. It looks photoshopped, kind of. Oh my God, this scares me. think about this. I don't know if that's real, but it's scary as hell. I would click on that, right? Like, or I'd at least stop. And I'm not checking these right now if they're like copyright or stuff. Obviously, if they were copyright, I would not recommend use them. We're just doing a small test. If this thing actually scales and is a winner, is a hot winner, we'll get our own images, or we'll find some other images to use that we won't have issues with. So we have our images, we have our videos. We need to now make our fan page for this product. And I recommend you make a fan page for every product you do, because Facebook implemented what's called the feedback score, right? So that means that every single one of your customers, after whatever amount of orders, will start getting this survey in their newsfeed asking them how their experience was. And if even like 2 or 3% of your customers give you a 1 rating, it's going to bring your average down. And once your average rating dips to a certain point, Facebook will just cut your page off, which is super frustrating if you're already scaling the product. If it's a winner, you basically have to start over again, right? So what I always recommend you do whenever you test a new product, make a new page for that product. So now we're gonna go create, and we're gonna do creatives or conversions. Okay, so why do I label like this? I'm doing V1 for video 1. We have 1 video so far. T1 for the first set of thumbnails, which you'll see in a moment, and then C1 for the first version of copy. Copy is going to be the text I use, the headline and the description. So I'm going to leave this. We're not doing CBO for the testing. We're going to do daily budget ad sets, which we talked about in our testing strategy. We're going to do Allure Vibes for our new store that we built together. We're going to do purchase. All right, we'll do $3 a day to start. We'll start this for tomorrow at 5 a.m. Eastern time. Go here, uncheck this. We'll go crocodile. 16 million, nice big size. I'm almost tempted to do RC toy. I think either one would be fine. Now we're gonna go down to the ad level. Before we do that, we're gonna go to our business manager, which you can find from your ads manager, business settings, and right click on that. That brings us here. Now we're gonna make a page. We'll do create a new page, random product, creepy RC crocodile. Now we're gonna open up our page. We're gonna update, upload the photo. Any of the pictures that we're gonna be using from our images will work perfectly fine. We'll go with this one. It shows the product. We need a banner image as well. So we send message, messenger, and boom. So that's good to go. Now we're gonna go back to our ads manager. I'm gonna refresh this, and this should be ready to start plugging in our videos and our images. And the cool thing about this is that it's really going to show you how simple things really are, and that you just need to get out of your head a lot of times when it comes to e-commerce in general, but specifically like just testing products and everything around it. Now what we're gonna do, we'll leave that create ad, and now we're gonna start making our creatives. But before we do this, we need to just check one last thing. So what we're gonna want is, ideally we want a total of 60 ads. We're gonna do 3 ads per ad set, and we'll do 20 ad sets. 3 times 20 equals 60 total. How are we gonna do this? Well, real simple, it just depends on the number of videos we have. If we have 6 videos, we probably need less images and maybe 1 version of text to get a fair test. If we have 1 video, we're gonna need either more thumbnails or images, or we're gonna just need more versions of text. So we'll just go through the process and see what else we need to add. You're gonna see that this is not as complicated as it sounds. Just know that you need 20 ad sets, 3 ads per ad set, and you want something different displayed in each ad. So let's go ahead and write our first one, creepy RC crocodile head. And then we're gonna just add the link here. Now that'll be version 1. You'll see why we're doing this in a minute. And then remote controlled crocodile. I know it's just a head, but just so we get people's attention, if maybe RC is a little bit confusing to them, we don't want them to not click on it. We'll start with that. We'll make more versions if we need to. I'm gonna go to add media, add video. We already have our video ready, so I'm gonna upload it. So you're gonna probably ask why we're setting up this way. I'll explain just a little bit. The general idea is you want 60 unique ads, 3 ads per ad set, 20 ad sets roughly in total. And you want just it to look different in some way, shape, or form. So we'll grab version 1, primary text goes there. We'll go up to our thumbnail for this and add all of those images. We have product images, and then we also have high click engagement images that have nothing to do with the specific product directly, but indirectly imply, hey, this is something to do with crocodiles. That would probably get your attention. So now what we're gonna do, we're gonna duplicate this twice. All we're gonna do, we're gonna swap out the thumbnail. Why? Because one thumbnail is gonna perform better than the other. It's just the way it works, right? And you'll see that in the data, which is a super cool part. You actually get to see how this thing plays out. I don't know how this product's gonna do. I actually haven't tested it myself, which is a really cool thing because I gotta share this with you, right? So we're gonna go to one of the other ads, swap out the thumbnail. That's pretty scary, isn't it? I went ahead and basically what I did was I put a different thumbnail for every single ad that I put up. So now we have our first 5 ad sets. Now what we need to do, we need to make more. So what I'm gonna do now, I already have our second version of text, or copy as we like to call it. I'm gonna take these and duplicate these, and you're gonna see how I update the labeling, which is super important. So initially you wanna see exactly which one's which. That's really all it comes down to. Okay, so this is what's worked well for me. I just do C2, C2, and I'm gonna save, and I'm gonna go to the ad level, and I'm gonna go back to my text. I'm gonna grab this one, and I'm gonna go here. I've selected all of our new ones, as you can see. All I'm gonna do is this. So now we have 10 ad sets. Now let's make another 5. Real simple, easy way to do that. If we had another video, we could use another video and repeat the process. But since we have one video, we're now going to give it another version of copy. So we have 15 thumbnails and 3 versions of copy, which if you do 3 times 15 times 1, then you have a total of 45 unique ads. Our goal is 60, and you're gonna see how we finish that. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go view and edit, and I'm just gonna repeat it. I'm gonna do C3. Now I'm gonna go to the ad level, and we will do no copy. Why? Because it works sometimes. Just having, if you look at this, you look at the preview of the ad itself, that sometimes sells the click. Because remember, the goal of the ad is, yes, to get across what the product is, but it's to sell, convince the person, influence the person to make that clicking decision. The page will sell the product. So now we have 15 out of 20 ad sets. What we're gonna do now, well, we have a bunch of images left. So let's make use of those. We'll first do 1. So we need to make 5 more ad sets. We need to divide this up between single image and carousels. You'll see what a carousel is if you don't know already. So if I go here, I'm gonna do images 1, and this was copy 3, so we'll leave it C3. Go here, we're gonna get rid of the video, find our images here on the left, and one at a time, we're gonna change, add image, and I'm gonna pick my favorite 3. I think this one's kind of funny. So remember, you don't wanna be like deceitful. Obviously, I don't think anyone's gonna come to the product page expecting us to sell them that real life monster crocodile. I'll actually do one of the product here. Boom, there we go. So we have our first 3. So now remember, we have 3 versions of copies. So let's just take this ad set. We're gonna duplicate it times 2, change the label for the version of copy. Now we're gonna go to the C2, and we'll go to the ad level, we'll grab our copy, and then we'll find our C1, go to the ad level, voila, there we go, a little cool little crocodile. All right, so now we need 2 more ad sets to hit 20. We're gonna take these same images and we're going to make a carousel. And carousel is basically when we have a series of images side by side. And we will go carousel, super easy, right? And now we're gonna go down, we'll put in our headline. It's already given us a cool image for the first one, but we'll still take control of this. I'm actually really excited to see how this product does. I can see this being one of those products you wouldn't expect to do really well, and it takes off. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we're gonna change up the order of those carousels. All right, so we'll leave the first one. The second one, we'll just rotate it. I wanna crop it, I wanna change it. We'll go this one first, and then close that. For this one, we'll do, I mean, really any of these work. I know we're not gonna finish with 20 ad sets exactly, that happens sometimes. We're just gonna duplicate this times 2, and then we have our text that we need to change, and then we are good to go. And we'll do a quick recap to review what we set up here and why. All right, C1, so we'll go to our ads, see what ad copy, if we have any. So here we have no copy, so either one of these will work. We'll grab this one and we'll plug it in there, voila. Now let's grab our carousel number 2, grab our copy. Yep, cool. Okay, so let's do a quick recap. Remember, this one video is gonna show you everything, the results. I'm excited to see them myself. So here we have gone ahead and set up 21 ad sets. So actually 63 ads in total, 20 ad sets at $3 a day. And we're gonna use these to test to find the best creatives. What do I mean by creatives? Real simple, what the best combination is between text, image, and then the video. So we'll find out in about 4 to 7 days is roughly what we want to look for. Hopefully this has a bunch of sales. We'll go over the data together in a couple days, so just hang tight. I'm gonna really hope that this does well. That'd be super exciting, and this video would be even 10 times more valuable if we found a winner with this. So let's see how it does over the next few days. All right, guys, so it's been a few days since we launched our creative test. All right, so you can see here from the numbers that we're looking at that this thing is actually performing well. And you may not think that at first because you see that we've taken a little bit of a loss on it, which honestly, if you go back to what we talked about with the creative testing, the goal is not to actually get sales. If you see sales, it's a huge indicator that this product has potential. But what we're really looking for here is just our cost of traffic, our cost of reach, and the level of click-through rate, the level of engagement, right? So what I'm looking at here, just from the campaign level, is I'm getting about $9 CPMs, 35-cent cost per click in US, 2.5% click-through rate on the links, right? So actually like 2.5% of the people that see this ad click through, and almost 4.5 to 5% of the people engage with the ad that see it. So pretty interesting. And I will say one thing, I do believe with our creative selection, it was I don't want to say clickbaity, but I could see people clicking on it for the wrong reasons. But regardless, these numbers are pretty good, right? So like some people are genuinely interested in this product without a doubt. I use some pretty extreme images with like crocodiles and stuff just to test the waters, no pun intended. I'm actually really excited with the results. We actually had 2 sales. It's a higher priced item, so I actually wasn't expecting to really make more than 1 sale in the first few days. So seeing 2 sales come in is pretty exciting. So now what we're gonna do next, we're gonna take our top 3 post IDs, we're gonna pull those and put those into our next phase, which is gonna be the interest, which you're gonna see me select right now. So I'm first gonna sort by amount spent because I wanna see what is actually spent the most amount of money, because typically what you're going to find is that the ad is going to stabilize as far as the numbers on CPM, CTR, and CPC. You're going to see those numbers not have too much of a deviation once you get to about minimum $2 spent on the ad, but ideally the $4 to $6 range. That's where you're going to see consistency in the numbers. Okay, so let's look at this real quick. So I'm going by the total amount spent. What I'm going to do here, I'm gonna first look at this one. Why CPMs are super low, $7.68, amazing for the US. 25-cent clicks. The link click-through rate's 3.07%. The engagement's 4.73%. That hits all of our markers, what we're looking for. And most importantly, like I mentioned that it could be like a little bit of I don't want to say clickbait, but people could be clicking on it for the wrong reasons. This is not, right? So this is actual product in the image, really good numbers. We've had 2 added carts and also a purchase. So I'm gonna grab this here and I'm gonna move this into the ad preview. Right, so let's go back. We're gonna look for 2 more like that. Like I probably could grab this one that's 16 cents. We might just do it just for fun, but this one is it's almost like it's like Tiger King or something, right? So the crocodile version. People probably are thinking it's this actual massive crocodile. Let's skip that one. But typically like those numbers are insane. I might actually still do it. Let's see how the rest of the numbers stack up, okay? So here's our first one. Let's see, let's go by, this one's really good. It's got an ad cart. But let's still fish around, see something that we like. If we could get some really good numbers with the actual product itself, like that's freaking amazing. So you can see like have less than a $2 spent. So those numbers are most likely to shift around a little bit as we spend more. So I want to rely on those. Let's grab this one. It's spent well past our threshold, right? Engagement's not bad. Click-through rate's good. And cost per click is pretty good as well. Actually, this might be, we'll go with this one. And boom, there we go. And last one. Let's grab the clickbaity one. And they're probably getting to the page and be like, oh man, I thought it was like a life-size crocodile, but if we get 0.5% of the people that click on that ad actually decide to make a purchase, we're gonna do amazing with this. What I'm gonna do now, I'm going to duplicate this into a new campaign, and we'll call this interests. We're gonna grab these post IDs and go down to our ad level here. By the way, this is not a beer, this is a sparkling water. Someone asked in one of our other videos if I was drinking beer, and the answer is no. Do I drink beer? Yes, I do. I do enjoy beer. And if you're wondering, if you'd like to send me some, one of my favorite beers is Guinness. My favorite Mexican beer, in case you're wondering, is Negro Modelo. But this is not a beer connoisseur YouTube channel. This is a e-commerce channel. But if you still want to send me beer, I'll send you my address. All right, so now we're gonna relabel this interest based on the name of the interest itself. We did get 2 sales from this interest, so it's definitely not the worst. So with crocodile, we'll just do 4 duplications first. We're gonna have a total of roughly 20 interests, unless for some reason we feel like we wanna do more. We'll start with 3 for this, because we're not actually gonna get, I don't think crocodile interest is gonna be the best overall. I mean, it could be. The suggestions are probably gonna be a little bit weird from this one. So if someone's like a freak about like reptiles and stuff, this will probably do well. We'll give it like 1. We're gonna have some better interests to choose from. All right, and then we're gonna swap this out for pranks, right? So people playing jokes, prankster. Yeah, 14 million, absolutely. And then we'll do joke next. So you're literally just pulling the interest that makes sense. Whatever is logical. Don't overthink this part. There's no magic interests. I mean, some will definitely work better than others, but people tend to overthink this part, and they shouldn't. So we'll go 6 more off of this. We can even do ones like summer, lake, swimming pool, pool party. Let's play on the humor angle with this, because that's also pretty specific to the copy. We talk about playing jokes on our friends. We can do viral video, pick up some sales from that. Never know. Sorry for the trash truck in the background. We could even get a little creative, like shows like Tosh.0, where they basically do like funny videos. The interests are gonna always change by the product, but like don't overthink this part. Maybe we'll even pick up some comedians. All right, so that puts us at 10. We can also think of like kids' toys, right? Because maybe instead of like a humor piece to it, we get parents that wanna just buy stuff for their kids, like RC toys. We try parents for preteens. All right, so we have 13 ad sets. We need 7 more. We're just gonna duplicate this, and we're basically looking for the same thing. We have 3 more. Okay, so we gotta get a little creative with these. We're kind of running out of interest for this. It's an odd product. We could try some pretty big ones like online shopping. Try Toys R Us, because you probably find something like this at Toys R Us. Now they are all closed. Try Hot Toys. We try one more toy brand like Hasbro, Mattel. So that is done. Everything's labeled, everything's updated. The last thing you want to do, it's 11:06 a.m. Eastern here. I'll probably just publish this, but traditionally you want to bump this to the next day at like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. Eastern time, whatever that is for your time zone. Publish, and that's it. So we'll be back in a second. I'll have to wait it out, but you'll actually get to see the results of what happens next. Let's keep our fingers crossed with this product. Some really good early signs like I talked about with the cost around the traffic, with the fact that we've had 2 sales, and it's a higher priced item, all really good things. Let's see what actually happens over the next few days.
A few moments later.
All right, guys, so welcome back. We have actually just finished up our interest test, and the bad news is that it didn't work out. The good news is that you didn't have to spend a penny. I just really wanted to see how our process would work with the higher ticket item, with something kind of fun, a little bit different than what we usually test, right? But you can actually see here the results from the desktop. Now, considering that the click-through rate was super good, right? We had 1.65% of our traffic that saw this ad actually click through. Pretty high engagement, 4.5% click-through rate for all. And also, we were only paying 50 cents per click. Those stats are really good. Like, I'm super happy with those. What didn't work out is people just weren't that interested in this product from what it looks like. Most likely, the price point was just a little bit too high, right? So we were asking $100 just because our cost was kind of high for the electric crocodile, alligator, whatever the heck it was. This is just how it goes sometimes, right? You're not going to have every product you test work. The cool thing is we put together a free mini course where we show you everything from A to Z and how to build a store, how to design it, how to set up your ads, and how to also find a winning product, right? So this mini series actually breaks down step by step. It includes this video itself, but you should really check that out. You can actually see that in the link below, along with one of our awesome courses that we have for our Wolfpack members. But really, listen, I'm gonna make another video next that's gonna talk about some really important things when it comes to dropshipping, because you see a lot of people talk about wanting to do dropshipping, but they're just not aware or realizing what they're getting into. So I wanted to really paint a clear picture of what dropshipping is like and what you need to succeed. So make sure to look for that. That video is gonna be coming next. And in the meantime, check out that free mini course, which you can see in the links below, along with our course.